Well, I have a real dilemma, and I think a lot of us do. I'm talking about those of us with adult kids. Maybe dilemma was a bad way of putting it. Sounds kind of harsh. But what I'm talking about today is I'm talking about our adult kids. How long do we help them? And I know that this can come across controversial, so I kind of want to address that right out of the box here so you don't think something bad about it. But when we're talking about trying to retire early, already retired, getting in your 50s and beyond, and you got those kids in college, when is enough enough? When does it start hurting us? When do we become bad people if we're not giving to our kids as much as maybe other parents are, or as much as the status quo says that we should? I don't know. That's my dilemma today. So I wanted to make a video about it and get some feedback. And I will say, going into this, once again, it's kind of controversial, and I almost feel bad making the video because I tried to do this before, and I guess it came across as, oh my goodness, you should always help your kids. And that's not what I'm talking about here. You should always be there for your kids to support them. That there's a difference between that and it affecting your retirement and the last part of your.
Now, this right here is where I think a lot of parents get stuck. Because nobody's saying when your child turns 18, throw them out the house and say, figure this shit out on your own. That's not what we're talking about today. We're talking about when helping your grown children starts interfering with your future. Because here's what I don't understand. Some parents will spend their 50s and 60s paying their grown children's bills, sacrificing retirement, dipping into savings, buying cars, paying insurances, and paying cell phone bills. And then we're still expected to have everything that's left sent to them in the inheritance. All right? We're still expected to leave everything that's left to them when we die. At what point does a parent get to say, hey man, I've done enough. I've done enough. Chat, let me ask you guys. Parents, have you ever delayed something you wanted because you were financially helping your grown child? Y'all just let me know yes or no. I'm going to skip a little bit of this. Hold on, I'm going to go up. I want to hear him talk about this situation. 1 second, y'all. Right here. All right.
From then on, and I was even in high school, really, it's just not the same. But where I find myself is I pay for a lot of stuff for my son still. I bought 2 cars. The car he's driving now is getting older, but it's a paid off car. I pay for his insurance, and he's had 3 wrecks. 2 of them not his fault, but that doesn't help the insurance price. I pay for that, and with him on my policy, it goes up to like $300 and something a month. I'm still paying for his phone bill because, it's on my bill. And of course, I'm not asking him to do anything as far as pay any rent here or help with any utilities. I just always felt uncomfortable.
He bought 2 cars, pays the insurance, pays the cell phone, no rent, no utility. See, this is where I want to have the uncomfortable conversation. Because look at everything this man has already given his son. 2 cars, insurance, cell phone, a place to live, no rents, no utilities. Now, thankfully, he said his son is a good kid. So I'm not talking about his son specifically. But let's change the story. What if you did all of this for your child, and 5 years from now, that same child decides they don't want anything to do with you? They block you. They stop calling. You don't see them. Maybe you don't see your grandchildren. Now, you 70 years old. You have a house, retirement accounts, life insurance, savings. Does that child still automatically deserve an inheritance because they're your child, right? I want to ask you that, chat. I want to ask you that. I want to challenge you, right? I want to challenge you. Let me flip it because I know my adult children watching are about to come for me. I know that. What if the parents did cause the estrangement? What if that parent was abusive? What if the adult child tried for years and finally walked away? Should a parent be able to say, since you don't want to talk to me, I'm cutting you out of the will? Is that a boundary or is that financial punishment? Right? I want to know that. I'm gonna ask you guys a question. I'm gonna, for the adult children and the parents that's watching this, right? If you don't want a relationship with me while I'm living, should you benefit financially from me when I'm dead? What? Answer that. If you do not want a relationship with me while I'm living, should you benefit financially from me when I'm dead? Right? I want you guys. Listen, I'm gonna leave it on that, right? Because I'm thinking to myself, a lot of parents were responding to my short clip when I told them about a situation where a 32-year-old young lady reached out and said she was no contact with her father, and she found out that her father was not leaving her anything in his inheritance. So that's my question for you guys, right? That's my question. I want to know, if you don't want a relationship with me while I'm living, should you benefit financially from me when I'm dead? That's what I want to know. Because as a father and as a parent, I think of it like this, guys. If I'm not good enough for you right now, currently, while I'm living, you shouldn't be good enough for me when I'm dead. Don't come. And like I tell a lot of parents, you got to understand, I'm not talking about, parents who are trying to figure out life, or struggling a little bit. I'm talking about parents who have set themselves up financially, who have estates, who have situations, because I see a lot of this happening, guys. A lot of this is happening nowadays. You see a lot of these no contact children, their parents pass away, and then the parents' kids that they have a relationship with, they're left all of the inheritance. And so then the no contact child comes back and says, well, hold on, wait a damn minute. Wait a damn minute now. You didn't took this a little bit too far. And then the whole scenario changes. So that's why I asked you guys this question, right? I asked you guys this question. If you do not have a relationship with me, your parent, while I'm alive, let me say this. Should you expect some inheritance when I'm no longer here? You guys make sure you leave me comments and let me know. Like I say, my name is Aaron Real Talk. I appreciate you guys rocking with me. Make sure you like, follow, share for more content, man. I really appreciate you guys rocking with me.